All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is June 27, 2018. It is Wednesday, I think. Yeah, it's Wednesday. And a lot of cool things happened last night. A lot of pips were caught last night. I know a few people here racked out. I want to give a shout out to my boy AV and Nathan. They had their first $1,000 day, which is pretty sick. And they caught setups that were clean and discussed in this chat. So things are good. So I want you guys to pay attention. It's Wednesday going into Thursday. Technically, it's going to be a Thursday trade day. It's midweek reversal days, meaning anything that has reversed could either go right back up with the trend that it reversed on, or it's going to possibly just continue the direction if it had already reversed. So let's go take a look at what we got here. So let's look at Euro USD. What happened to Euro USD? What was our analysis? Our analysis was that we were looking for an overall drop. I said that, hey, it could possibly shoot up, but we were looking at like how it was hitting here on the daily. I said, look it through daily sauce or on the blueberry and the ketchup. It signifies a drop. And we saw on the hour here that we had a divergent head and shoulders for the continuation drop. So this is literally what we saw. You had the left shoulder here, you had the head here, and we had to pull back right to the water where it threw, I believe it threw the railroad. Yep, it threw the railroad right on the water. And it dropped for the rest of the day. So for anybody that caught EU, good shit. Good shit. Like that's literally how you got to do it. You caught the pair with the trend, went back down, and it's hitting a zone. It's not necessarily hitting the low because the low is right here. Get this like break going here. Who's already messaging? I caught it. Yeah, Alexis caught it. She caught it. All right. So what are we looking at? Let me go down here. It's oversold on the hour. It did drop down. Gotta make sure this thing looks good. This could shoot down to retest that low again. I don't really see anything telling me it's gonna be a shot up. You're too good, Alexis. Let's see, the weekly. This is what I was looking for. I think this thing is really just gonna break through. Earlier this week, but in the end of last week, I said that we could possibly see this thing shoot down, right? It may not have pulled back. This is why I wanted to be patient with it, especially at where it's at right now. It did form a double bottom, which is what we were looking for overall, or not a double bottom, but yeah, it was a double bottom on the 4-hour 1, 2, which is why we had it ultimately rise last week, finishing the last week, going into this week. But it came back down, and that's ultimately the trend. And because of where it's at, guys, I don't like the fact that this looking for an uptrend. If this is going to be a buy at all, it literally has to take out this high. That was horrible. That was a horrible drawing. This high that I'm talking about, because this would technically be the peak of the W, but it didn't do that. Hence, it's still not valid for a buy. Hence, trading with the trend is the only valid thing you can do. And because of what it did last night, yes, it's oversold. Yes, that necessarily means you want to start looking for potential buying zones, but this is a pattern that doesn't just shoot up like this. All right, I'll be the first to tell you. It's not going to just shoot up like that. It's not going to do it. Euro USD is too common. Euro USD throws too many clean patterns for it to do that. So what you're going to do is what it's doing right now. It's shooting up towards that 15-minute water, which is that 1-hour Mayo, or not the 1-hour Mayo, the 15-minute water, which is the 1-hour catch-up. And what it's going to do, it's going to hit it, consolidate, hit it, bounce off it. It's going to drop down, retest this low, and either bounce off, finish out the day up top, or breaking it and then coming down to retest it. It makes a new low. So you got to really be careful here. Just know for a fact that this is going to be the easiest trade to take. Is when it hits that water, look for a pattern. You can sell it down to the recent low. All right, this is the signature trade. That's literally the trade I want you guys looking for if you're an intraday trader. If you're not an intraday trader and you're a swing trader, you can take it down to like the zone here. I would say like down to the low. But because there's no signs of this thing reversing, it's not overbought. It is divergent, mind you, so it can drop down in the reverse, but that's why I'm like saying for a short term, you guys can easily wait for this thing to hit that 15-minute water, which is the 50 EMA, and then drop down to retest. And if you do catch that, let's take a little hypothesis here. Say it happens about there. That's 34 pips. 34 pips from the top down. That's money right there. You can easily rack out 34 pips. So be ready. Let's go to you, Chief. Holy hell. Through Morning Star right on the water as it took out that high. Now, because we did say we wanted this to shoot down, this is literally one of the predictions that we had last night, was it was going to pull back towards the water and shoot up. So that's exactly what it did. Followed the analysis to a T. If anybody caught that, good shit. And what did it do? Did it come up to hit that high? Let me make sure. Not exactly. It is overbought. I don't see divergence. Nothing's telling me this thing could do the same thing as EU because they're inverse pairs. So if EU drops, you're looking for your U cheap to rise. This is the 15-minute. So it's going to come down here, bounce off it, throw a W, come up, retest the high. And if we're doing this right, then technically this should be from this point down. And I'll measure it from the high. That's about 19 to 20 pips. I think it's gonna actually shoot higher than that because of the fact that I think it's gonna retest that high on the overall like 4 hours. You guys see that up top, right? So this would just be a small pullback. That's it. Continuation. You're looking for it to continue. Now what I do want to like actually put in there as well, because it's also a midweek reversal day. This doesn't have to necessarily hit that catch-up, which is the 15-minute water, and then shoot up, right? What it could do, because it's midweek reversal and because it didn't take out this peak, this is technically a lower high, right? So this could drop down, break the catch-up, pull back, goes towards that water. This would be a take profit. So you can ultimately catch this for a longer amount of pips if you get at the right spot. The only way I would say that you guys can take this for a valid sell is if it breaks this water on the 15-minute like so, and it comes back to retest it, and then drops down towards that Mayo, which is the 1 hour water right here. So that's what you guys are looking for. That would be ideal. Now, if it doesn't break this water and holds it, then you're looking for a buy. If it breaks the water and comes to retest it, then you're looking for a sell down right down to the next EMA. That's simple. Those are the only two options you got. Let's go to chat. Game time could it do a recent weekly high? It could. It could shoot up that. That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't break this water and it bounces off it, it can go up to that high. So that's what you guys. I want you to look for that. Especially the momentum. I mean, the daily U-Chief is in like a big fringe overall. I don't like it. It's got a new high here, got a low here. It's like it's doing its thing. Who is talking? You. Got you. Cool. Sorry. I hear people. I don't know how I can hear you. All muted. Bounce right off the water, actually. Yeah, I'm looking for this thing to actually continue up. Look at this. There's nothing. That's a nice big-ass candle for upside potential. Going with the trend. Bounce right off the water. You guys see this? Formed a new high. Pull back, double bounce off the water, continues up to the next high, to the recent high. This is textbook. So, knowing that it's going to shoot up a little bit more on a lower time frame, for this thing to either, like I said, this all flows back. It's either going to bounce off the catch up and go up, or it's going to break it and go down towards the water, then go up. Those are the only options. So we're waiting on that. GU is nice for anybody that caught GU. Good shit. It was again the down. That's what we were looking for. You could have had multiple entries actually. You had sauce here, and you had sauce here. Now, for those of you that don't know what sauce is just a railroad pattern on the 13 EMA, which signifies the end of the perfect pullback on the lower time frame. And it's also one of the 3 intraday pushes that happens within the market as it goes down. The market moves in threes. So at 3 is the psychological number in Forex. So you could have entered in multiple times and it pushed down a good amount of times. Dude, how are you guys still like making noises right now? If you can, mute yourself. Mute you. Good. I got you, fam. Good shit, Cole. what I'm saying. So GU was a nice sell, and if you would have taken it, it went right down to take profit, which was the recent low. Literally hit it, boing, right off of it. All right, so, and that's because it was a downtrend, mind you. So I said, if anything, trade with the trend. And honestly, guys, this is looking like it's going to drop actually a lot farther. I don't think this is done. It's not the proper divergence. It's not the one that I normally look for. Yes, it's divergent with the RSI, but no, it's not divergent with the best way that I look for it. You know what I'm saying? Normally, if this was going to be divergent, this RSI would have had to have started the divergence down here. This green line would have needed to have been down here, and it's not divergent. This is not the one we're looking for. So this is telling me continue. You're looking for continuation, sells. You're looking for sells. Now, where is it at? Because I don't want you guys to just load the lots, sell it, and then just fucking think you're gonna rack out. There's pullbacks. It didn't even take out the low yet. So if anything, you have to obviously wait for a pullback and a drop and clean breaks this low, because if it breaks that low, what was once support now becomes resistance, and then it drops again, you could enter on the retest here or on an EMA where it throws another railroad or something. If it doesn't pull back that hard, but it pulls back to maybe like the water, then you can look for that pattern and drop down again. But this is on the 1 hour, so I'm just gonna have to say overall, for safety reasons, stop, punt high, drop. Right? Stop, punt high, drop. I don't want you to sell it here, because if you sell it here, it could just start stop hunting. You could over leverage your account, you blow it. And Ryan sucks. He said take this trade. This is why I don't give out signals, because like people can literally find some bullshit in literally any scenario. You can literally find something to blame on anything. So I don't tell you when to enter. I tell you what to expect, and you enter so that you take the blame if you lose, or the blame if you win. It's a win-win. So shoots up, can either hit that catch up, come down, shoots up, breaks the catch up, goes to the water, shoots down, or consolidates, hits off the catch up, drop. Does that make sense? That's all we gotta do. That's all we gotta do. So buy. Oh. So we got to see how this goes. I just want you guys to be understanding of that. And from a higher time frame perspective, for those of you that don't trade off the higher time frame, I really suggest you start trading off the higher time frame. Like, really do, because that's the most accurate time frame from the daily, from the 4 hour up. The higher the time frame, the better the more accurate you're going to be. You're going to be like, wow, this is so simple. You just got to be patient. So look at this weekly. Right, so the weekly, you have price going up, right? And on the day on the weekly RSI, you have price going down. This was the double hit that we called. These 3 weeks right here, we had all sells, and anybody that's in this group right now can attest we have this. This is still selling. The RSI, that is not showing any signs of a buy. It's not. Hold on one sec. On my call. It's not showing any signs. And what do I teach that if there is no divergence, if there's no signs, if there's no pattern showing that there's going to be some sort of reversal anytime on this time frame, guess what? It means 2 things. Either it's going to consolidate and wait for that pattern to form, or it's going to continue. And guess what? It continues 90% of the time. So in this case, based on the higher time frames, based off the weekly, based off the daily, which I will show you, we're selling. You're not looking for buys. If it breaks this low, guess what? You know exactly where it's going. If it breaks that low, it's game over. Here's the next support. There you go, whoever drew that. There's the next support right there. The next significant support line. I mean, yes, you're going to get the little ones. This is the daily. You can go to the 1 hour and whatnot. Oh, hey, Josh. You can go to the 1 hour and whatnot, and you can look for little tiny supports for any of you guys that like the intraday trade. But if you want to look for like an actual like hold, hey, I'm going to hold this position because this is the next support. This is the amount of pips that you have from that low from down here. Right? This thing's in the way. You get 330 pips. You mean to tell me you can't catch 50 of those? I'm going to sit here and politely call bullshit. So, looking for sells. Goes back to my question. UJ's been messing around. I've been telling you guys this pair is going to be some trouble all week. The one thing we did have was that W right at the blue bear earlier this week for that shot up, which is why it rose. Not divergent here on the 4 hour. This thing could still shoot up. It could do a couple things actually. It can either come up, break the high, retest and continue, or come up, not break the high, retest, drop down, pull back, come down towards the blueberry again. Ultimately, then either shooting up once more or breaking it and retesting it for ourselves. There's multiple ways that we can look at this. It's all moving in structures. So and this is off the 4 hour real quick. So let me go to the 1 hour, see if we can find a precise entry, precise actual thing. So it's not divergent here. No divergence means continuation. So this is going to be the continuation. You're looking for a pattern to form where it's at currently off the Mayo, the water, and the 144, which are three of the strongest EMAs that we use. And if it doesn't take out this low right here, you can look for a buy. Because guess what? Low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Either retest or breakage to form a new high, then a retest. So you have all this room to take a trade. That's what you're going to look for. But again, mind you, it is in like a weird position. It's consolidated. The last time I did this, it dropped hard. So we can also look at it like this.
What's up?
There's that trend line right there. Here.
Checking your currency.
Right, so that's what you guys can look. It could shoot up towards this high. Really though? All right, cool. So we'll do this. Shoot up. This would be that high that it forms right there. So you're looking for buys. Let's go to AU. So AU did drop last night. Let's look at this. The pair was the trend was down. It took out the low. Good stuff right here.
Hey, up the mic.
What's up?
There's someone beating up the mic a lot. So
Yeah, I got it. I can beat people. Is it good?
yep, it's all good now.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, cool. So, AU, look what it did. It broke the low. What is it doing? It's retesting. It's pulling back to that catch-up, that perfect pullback zone. So necessarily, AU, mind you, AU is similar to structure like EU. It likes to throw clean patterns. So with that being said, if this is like EU and it's pulling back after it formed a new low, well, it's got to come down to form that retested. That's a simple trade right there. You're looking for a sell. That's the easiest trade right there. Continuation. Is this divergent though? Hold on. This is on this time frame it is. This one it really is. But it's taking it out. I don't trust. Ooh. Taking out this low. Let me make this more precise. Give me a sec. Gotta make sure I have the right structure here. There's this low right there. Look at that. Redraws it. Then it wicks right off of that. But it did this too. So we're gonna go up to this. Small time frames. Josh. Look at this.
That's somebody else goofing around now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so is somebody else. They don't know what they're doing. Professionals only, please write.
Look at this. AU's gonna be looking like a nice sell, dude. Right here.
Yeah.
It comes up.
Looking at that.
Right off the water. Boom, boom. Drop. Retest that low. Pips. How many pips though? Check. All right, children. Lucky I'm too nice. right, cool. So you're looking for sells on any. I don't even really need to go into that. So have fun with that. GJ. Daily. GJ is the only thing. It's been breaking down the low. You know, we've had this thing for a sell for a little bit now, because it broke the trend lines that we've been looking at. Let me see if I can draw this up for you guys, show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is it. Here's the daily. Right here. Broke that daily. Broke the 4 hour actually. Look what it did. Dropped hard. So it's been dropping ever since yesterday. Even this one too. I'll go back a little further. Four hour. This is not the right trend line. Come on. This is the right one, right here. So this is the structure that we had since last week, since the last couple weeks. Broke this structure, came back, retested, consolidated for 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Boom, boom, dropped down, broke this trend line. Continuation, guys. Here's the next low it's going to, right there. Right, so that's your next low. That's a simple structure right there. You have about, from where it's at right now to that low, you got about 110 pips. All right, so for those of you that like to catch minimal pips or get easy pips, you have until right now, until that low, to take that for a sell. Can we find any precise entries? Probably. It's hitting that low right now. You're either going to see it consolidate, guys, like this, in a straight drop, or it's going to pull back, hit that water, and drop again. So you want precision? You want precision? Wait for the stop hunt high, drop. Easy. EA.
Sell.
We've been looking for this thing to sell for a minute now, and it's been doing that just so finely. Let me explain to you guys why we've been wanting this thing for a sell. I've had this thing for a sell since the other week, actually. Just been messing around. Here we have left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder zone. What I'll do is I will draw out what I see. So we have divergence, price going up. We have price overbought going down here. And we also have the peak of the left shoulder right there. So right now, in this zone that the price is currently at, it's hitting it, and it's wicking right off of it. So you have the divergence. You have that big drop that we normally look for. It's pulling back. It's lined up perfectly with the left shoulder. It's throwing patterns through all these wicks. It was divergent from here. If you guys want to get more specific, it was divergent from here to here. You have price overbought coming down. And then now all we're looking for to solidify this perfect drop is another continuation drop down towards that water tonight. So this will be a sell for tonight. And if it breaks that water, guys, boom, it will come back. It'll retest. Where will it retest? Right here. Right there. It'll retest right off of that little peak, that zone. Come back, retest, and then overall drop. Simple. If that happens, you guys can fucking swing this pair.
Another thing as well, Ryan, just going to interject real quick for the benefit of everybody. For those of you guys and Ryan and I's page, obviously we just did a merge. I called a signal on EA, so be sure to go look at that. I just posted the stop losses as well as the take profits. I might adjust the stop loss a little bit, but I actually thought I posted it, but it's already in profit from when I entered it. But make sure you guys go look at that because that's a beautiful swing, like Ryan was saying, based off of this. So keep an eye on the DJs, but be able to catch them.
Take, like if it dropped, guys, I'm just letting you know. This is the 4 hour. We were just looking at the weekly. So if this thing drops, the first place it's going to test just to make sure the drop is legit is right here.
Yeah.
That's the first zone it's going to.
How many pips is that? Yeah, let's see. It's
from here, from where it's at currently,
good.
right here actually. 423 pips even.
Beautiful.
You guys have 423 pips to catch sells on EA. So if you guys are looking for a trade that you're looking to consistently take over the next few weeks, it's this pair. Yeah. If it plays out, I believe it will. It is playing out currently. We actually have heavy profit right now. It's shit.
Yeah.
So that's what you're gonna look for in EA. EG. I'm sticking to what I've been saying on this, guys. Buy low, sell high. You are literally going to. I mean, it's not my favorite pair to play right now, just because of the position it's in. But this thing has been consolidating for months. Literally months, going just up and down. And what do you guys know about hedge funds? What do you guys know about buying and selling at the same time? Well, you look for it to reach the certain highs of the market, and then you look for it to reach the certain lows in the market, and you buy at the low and you sell at the high. What's it doing right now? It's hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. It's hitting a solid form right now of resistance, of history going back into April of last year. Or no, sorry, April this year. So if this still holds, which I'm letting you know right now, it probably will, this will eventually take a drop right back down to the low. So this is another setup that we could potentially be seeing. I'd rather wait on it. It's not my favorite thing to set up right now because this thing can consolidate for fucking days on end. But if it does drop, it will drop like this. Boom, boom, drop. That's how it play out. So you're looking for sells as of right now on EG, if you're looking to play that pair at all. All right, GA. All right, because I have this drawn out already, I'm not redoing the color scheme. So the other night, I drew up a solid trend line on the 4-hour, and it's been holding it. It's been respecting it nicely. Overall, it is a downtrend, so you have the trend line that it's been retesting here, and it has the trend line that has been retesting here. So right now, it's in a point of something is about to break out. Something is about to break out on GA. It's either going to be to the downside for a retest, and then a drop down to this trend line here, or it'll continue up, drop down, continue up, break it, and retest this trend line that we're seeing right here, as at the same time it breaks this one, right? So if it breaks that one and continues on this one, then we can look for that buy up. So let me look at this. It's still consolidating. It's still an uptrend. Let me show you why it's an uptrend. Go to the daily. Low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You guys see that? It's perfect, literally the definition of an uptrend. So if that's the higher low and it's in the middle right now, a couple things can happen. Like what I just said. So if this thing breaks out to the downside, it could shoot down. This is the daily, and it could consolidate on this line for it then to shoot up. Look what it did here. This can happen here. You were witnessing. See what it did? It came up to form that high, and then it consolidated. What's this one doing? Came up to form that high, possibly consolidated, then shoots up. So this pair might not play out to be the best pair between now and next month. It could consolidate, just like what it's been doing right now for the last 2 weeks straight. So if you want my opinion, hold off on this pair. But ultimately, what you're going to be looking for is either this pullback drop, this pullback rise. That's literally where we're at right now. It's hedging, or it's in a wedge. So you just got to be patient with it. And then we'll do G Chief and gold, and we'll finalize it. No, fuck G Chief. We're not doing G Chief. Don't touch G Chief. It's just being stupid. Gold, I'll do gold. If it loads. Cool. Gold it broke that low, broke the trend line, and broke the support resistance. It's been going down for a minute. Sells were looking good. Here's the next support zone right here. Right. So honestly, if we're looking at this from a bigger scale, we have plenty of room for this thing to keep dropping, which leads me to believe that EU will keep dropping as well. These pairs correlate with one another. If you guys didn't know that, EU and gold. What else do we have? So it's not the best divergence on the daily. I don't like that. So continuation. 4 hour. 4 hour looks. Is this the 4 hour? This was the 4 hour. Okay. So go to the hour. Load. Sorry guys, give me a sec. There we go. All right. So it is divergent on the 1 hour as well, but this doesn't necessarily mean buy. This is what I want you guys to do. You're either going to wait for the stop on high, hit the water, continue down. That's the easiest, the safest thing you could do. Or wait for it to come up, come down, form a W, break that water, because what's going to happen is the water is going to come around here like so, and as it breaks that water, we're going to watch it come up, hit that resistance, retest the water, and then eventually go up to the next EMA as it follows. This is the only way you would take a buy. The safest buy, if you will. If you want to take an easy trade, your safest bet is an up to the water and a drop down. Stop on high drop. That's what I'm going to say, unless something else happens that I'm not seeing. So that's what I want you guys looking for. In all reality, because it is a downtrend. It's breaking all these trend lines. Everything is going down. There's nothing going up as of right now. This is, like I said, this is the next support. So if this continues down, look, the RSI is even pointing down. And this is the weekly. So this thing takes a while for it to actually form. And if this is the right thing, then this is going to push down to at least here. Then and only then can we possibly look for some possible reversal zones, breakages, pullbacks, continuations, etc. But as of right now, I believe this is going to continue down, ultimately. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Does anybody have any questions? I mean, the pairs, I'm going to go over real quick the pairs that I like. I like EU for the sell. I like UCHI for the buy. I like GU for the continuation, but hold off on it because it's hitting a low. So it's either going to blast through it and you're going to look for a pullback, or it's going to shoot up, hit that water, and then shoot down again. UJ, I like for the buy up to the trend line that's been forming. AU, I like the continuation sell. So pull back like it's been doing, just kind of like mimicking EU for a sec. If it loads, don't know why it's taking forever. It's because my battery's low. There we go. Oh, look at that. Right off of it. We're looking for a continuation sell. GJ, continuation. EA, sell that motherfucker. EG, you could sell, looking for sells on this because it is at that high. GA, I'd wait on it. It's either going to break down low and pull back and drop, or break up high and pull back and rise. G Chief, don't touch it. And then gold, we are looking for continued sells. So does anybody have any questions? If not, I have this in the recording. I'm posting it up on YouTube, and you guys can watch it in my group. For those of you that are not in my group, whatever group you are in, ask for the group, CCT Winner Circle on Facebook. Join it. I post all my recordings from every session every single time. So if you miss it, have no fear. I will post it there. Cool. I got y'all. Cool. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. I got to hop off. Got to head to an event. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's the last day of the week for us to trade, and we'll continue this conversation. Peace out, guys.